Welcome to another special DNC Mini-sode of An Honorable Profession. I'm Rachel, the producer of the podcast. Today, host Debbie Cox Bultan and I caught up with 4 amazing New Deal leaders in Chicago to talk about their experiences so far. You'll hear from Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Councilmember Ashley Vanorny, Albuquerque, New Mexico Mayor Tim Keller, Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors Chairwoman Marcelia Nicholson, and Texas Representative Salman Bhojani as they reflect on their favorite moments so far and what they hope to hear from speakers tonight.
Ashley Vanorny, so good to see you in Chicago.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad to see you again.
It's so fun. Tell me about what you've been doing. You're here as a delegate.
I am.
From Iowa.
That's right.
And so were you there on the floor last night?
I was.
That roll call looked amazing.
Well, I missed the roll call.
Okay.
I missed the roll call, but I've been there for the rest of it. And you know, as a younger elected official joining, and this is my first time, it's hard to get here. It's hard to do this, and there's so many amazing things to be a part of. But I will say that hearing the Obamas last night just filled my heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not the first in the nation anymore, but we did help give the world the Obamas, and they inspire me every day, and for every day after.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's just electric, don't you think? I mean, what's your sense of it?
It is. Well, I mean, I'm here in my Barbie gear. I am feeling that phenomenon.
Love that.
I'm all about that. You know, there is something that's really exciting about it. What we have to do, though, is actually convert that to votes, right? So it's not enough just to have that electricity that we're really feeling here, because what Michelle said is that there really is something in the air. We have to make sure that we don't get complacent and that we actually translate that into votes so we can finally have what we've been deserving for so long, and that's our first female president.
I love that. We're going to make this happen. What is the one thing you're going to take away from this week you think the most?
Encouraging everybody to do their part. You know, we cannot sit idly. Hillary spoke about it on Monday night. She talked about how she wasn't able to break through the glass ceiling, but she put cracks in it. A person like me, while she wasn't able to get through the cracks, she made room so that I could.
Yeah.
That's why I'm elected. I ran for office being inspired after her because I realized that I didn't do enough to fight for her. So she translated and inspired that in me, and then I ran for office, and 7 years later, we're going to get it done. We're going to have our first female president.
I love it. We're going to do this.
Absolutely.
It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Mayor Tim Keller, so fun to see you in Chicago.
Oh my goodness, New Deal and DNC all at the same time in Chicago. It's great.
I love that. Okay, so you're a delegate from New Mexico, Mayor of Albuquerque. You were on the floor for the roll call last night.
Yes, it was like a giant party.
Tell me, I was not on the floor last night, so tell me what it felt like.
I mean, I think, let's see, Common was there, Little John. So there was like hip hop acts.
Yeah.
And each state had its own sort of music too. So some of it was live and some of it wasn't.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to only get like 15 seconds, but basically every state took at least 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was long, but I'm going to go back and watch the whole thing because it looked really cool. And you know, I mean, this is my 6th or something convention. Those are, I mean, they're always exciting in one way because we're nominating a president, but they're also a little bit rote and, you know, like it got brought last night. I mean, it was super, it kicked up a notch. I don't think we're going back.
It was like a state competition to see, you know, who's cooler. Yeah. And like, you want to really pump up like what your state's all about. And so we were together, like, you know, writing our script real time and like, should we say this? Should we do that? And are we going to do like our New Mexico cheers?
Amazing.
And stuff like this? It was really fun.
Well, I'm a little disappointed because
it was like a pep rally.
It's a pep rally. I happen to know you're a big heavy metal fan, but you did not get New Mexico to go heavy metal last night, right?
I did not. It was amazing that you remember that. But
I think from a podcast.
Weirdly, you know, sometimes we all check our phones, right?
Yeah.
And I was laughing because there's a bands people recognize, White Zombie, Alice Cooper, and Ministry were playing, and the lead singer of Ministry was texting me, asking me how the convention was, and like why I wasn't at the show in Albuquerque.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
And so it was kind of funny. There was a personal metal tie-in last night.
I love that. So when you think about the whole week so far, what's been your favorite moment?
You know, I think it had to be the Obamas last night. And so, I mean, I've always been a fan. I mean, I think everyone is, but I just thought what they said was just so on point for these times. And whether it was the sort of restoration of hope, which kind of was Michelle's piece, or I think the way the former president, you know, really talked about too, just like, we can have our values, but we also like don't have to hate on other people's values.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that it's just a breath of fresh air for what has been a divisive campaign to date, and our country facing a lot of that division too.
Yeah. Are you feeling the enthusiasm and the excitement at home as well as here in Chicago?
We are. I mean, just from a partisan standpoint. I mean, I think it's a massive game changer in New Mexico for the down ballot races, right? They're just that coattail effect.
Yeah.
When Biden was on the ticket, just wasn't really trickling down.
Yeah.
And it definitely is now, especially to be, to have our first woman president. And
Yeah.
that alone in New Mexico is a huge deal. So I think it is around the country.
Yeah, so exciting. Well, have a fantastic rest of your week. So fun to see you.
Yeah, well, thanks for New Deal too. It's great to also have some, the convention's been light on housing, and on like economic development, and so it's actually great to have New Deal mixing that in because I understand why.
Yeah,
but
we're policy nerds here. We
also,
like to talk policy. We can't help ourselves. We have to talk policy at some point, right?
And so it's great to have New Deal here doing that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good to see you. Chairwoman Nicholson, welcome to Chicago.
Thank you. Well, our neighbors, I'm right in Milwaukee, just an hour 15 north of here.
What do you make of that huge rally they did in Milwaukee last night? Oh my God, I know you were here, but
I was here and it took me over the edge. Tears just streamed down my face because I knew all my friends, my family, my fellow Milwaukeeans, folks from all across Wisconsin, 20,000 in that arena watching our roll call, our great governor,
that's amazing,
giving our votes to nominate our future president. It just, it was overwhelming.
I have never heard of somebody packing another stadium
to
the stadium adjacent to the stadium that we're already in.
It's what I would call a flex.
A flex. It is a flex. That's the exact right word. So how have you felt about the convention overall? Are you enjoying yourself?
It's been an exhilarating experience. The energy was already palpable once our president endorsed Kamala, and this is just built upon that momentum, and you can just feel the sense of unity. We're a big tent, we're an umbrella for everyone to be a part of, and you can just feel that energy, and it's just been a great experience.
Yeah, favorite moment so far?
So I'm chairwoman of the Milwaukee County Board. We're the largest county in the state. So a big inspiration of mine is Nancy Pelosi. I ran smack dab into her. Literally, I had to, help her steady herself. But it was nice to shake her hand and just thank her for her work as a leader of Speaker of the House.
That's so fun.
And also just seeing Michelle Obama.
She rocked it last night.
She killed it. Sorry, Obama, but I think she outshone him. And she really just knows how to bring people together and send a message. And I felt a very personal message from her, which is, women have been marginalized for a long time. And now it's our moment to show that we can too. Not because we're women, but because we are also qualified to lead this country. And I can't wait to elect Kamala Harris.
It is so inspiring. Yes. Well, enjoy the rest of your
Thank you
convention.
For having us.
So good to see you.
Of course. Thanks. See you soon.
Okay, Salman, so good to see you in Chicago.
Likewise,
Here from Texas.
Absolutely. Yeah, big state of Texas.
The first convention, not first convention?
It is first convention, yes.
First convention. What are your kind of experiences been so far?
It's been great so far. I'm here with my wife and my son. All three of us are delegates to the national convention.
Amazing.
My son actually was one of the youngest delegates.
How old is he?
He's 19.
19, one of the youngest delegates.
Won the most amount of votes also in being a delegate.
That's so cool. Is he loving it?
He's enjoying it. Yeah, he's having a great time meeting everybody that's elected and all the people from all around this country.
Yeah. So you've been on the floor.
Yes.
Excitement.
Yeah, a lot of
Feel
excitement.
it.
Yeah, it was such amazing. Like hearing Hillary Clinton as well. She couldn't even speak because everybody was so much full of energy.
Yeah.
And I think our President Biden, what an amazing, humble man.
Yeah.
Just be able to give that seat and be the sort of Monday speaker as well. And just such an amazing. It was a great experience.
Yeah. I think I'm so glad he got that due that he was owed of this, not just for what he's done as president, but what an amazing sacrifice to step aside and, when what he thought was best for the country.
Huge
so I'm
sacrifice.
so glad he got the love that he deserved.
Right, absolutely.
What are you looking forward to tonight? It's vice presidential night.
Yeah, just looking forward to seeing, hearing, hopefully the future vice president roles and just trying to see what plans he has and what the energy that he brings to the room.
Yeah.
And just connecting with more people and seeing how I can bring those ideas to the state of Texas. It was great attending this AI roundtable here.
Yeah.
Got a lot of great ideas that I can bring back to my constituents and serve them better. That's what it's all about, right? The people.
delivering results.
Absolutely,
I love
yes,
that.
exactly.
Is there anything, you're from Texas,
Yes.
you know, I love it when people start talking about Texas as a swing state. I just love, I love that idea. Is there anything in particular you hope to hear from either from Vice Presidential nominee Walz or from anybody, other speakers tonight that you think would speak to people in Texas and getting them excited?
Yeah, I look forward to getting hope because I feel Texas, you know, the people, at least Democrats in Texas, feel that their vote is not going to count, right? And so we want to make sure register as many people as possible because it's not a conservative state or liberal state. It's actually a non-voting state. And so once we get all the people out, it's going to turn blue pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And so I want to try to, hopefully we have, you know, we change the system of electoral college so that way we can actually elect people based on popular vote. And then Texas will become such a big state because there's so many people, so many Democrats out there. Right? Last time, I think Beto lost by a few 100,000 votes. And, you know, I just looked at the Muslim community and I think there were 400,000 Muslims that didn't vote in that election. So even one small minority community can swing the election in the state of Texas.
Yeah,
that's what I look forward in the hope.
Yeah, I love that. And you're not the first person I've heard say that line. I love that line from you guys are all on the same song sheet, which is Texas is not red or blue, it's non-voting. And so I think that's a really great message for your state.
Yeah, we registered about at least 2,000 voters in my district and 1,000 first-time voters that came out to vote as well. So we need to do those kind of things where if different candidates run for office, they will bring out their own community. So we brought out 1,000 South Asian and Muslim voters in my district because they didn't have any candidate that looked like them ever in the past.
So important, that representation.
It is.
Well, enjoy tonight and tomorrow night with your family.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Tell your son thank you for his service too,
Yeah,
and your wife.
And thanks to the New Deal.
Family
They've done such an amazing job. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm such an honor. It's an honor to be part of New Deal Leaders.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this special mini-sode. To hear the latest on what we're doing on the ground at the DNC this week, follow @NewDEAL Leaders on Instagram, TikTok, and X. We'll see you next time on An Honorable Profession.